Welcome to the Bits and Bites. We're back, baby. United States edition. That's right, 50 states, 50 weeks. Where are we at? I've lost track. Wait a minute, no, I didn't. I did not lose track. Everything is fine. Where are we? Delaware. Oh, Delaware. Good to see you, Delaware. We finally made it to the D's. You know, we're going alphabetical. It's like, A, B, C, D, Jesus. People go, what are you going to do when you get to the States? Like, just let me get through the D's. Whew. But we're here. I think we're live, right? Looks like we're live. Delaware, baby. We got the flag. I didn't even really get a good analysis of the flag. Let's make sure the flag's up. Flag, very muted blue, colonial blue. Some colonists on there, looks like, from the late 1700s, perhaps. Liberty and independence. That's what they're all about in Delaware. They love their liberty and their independence, which I guess just means we don't pay taxes, because they love not paying taxes. How bizarre. Oh, I didn't pull up the bird. All right, let's get the states going. Pull up the fun facts. How fun are they? They're not following the advertisements there. That's for damn sure. There we go. Get that crap out of here. What are the fun facts, computer? Hit me with the hit. Should wait till the song ends, probably, to roll into the old fast facts. We'll figure it out. Nickname the first state, which I think it was like the fifth state. Hold on. It was the fifth state of the Union first to ratify the Constitution. All right, take that to your history test. Statehood, 1787, the first state. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Am I confusing it with another state? It appears I am. These fun facts always get you. Well, what are we, 4 minutes in? We already got one wrong. It's okay. So it is the first state. Good job, Delaware. You win, no taxes. Population as of July 2016. Wow, not even 1 million. This is pretty low. I think that's our smallest state so far, I'd have to say. Capital of Dover. The biggest city is Wilmington. Abbreviation is DE. State bird's the blue hen. Let's pull that bad boy up. What are you looking like, hen? Show me a blue hen. Is that what is it actually a blue chicken? This is the first cool bird of any state. All right, let's make sure we ask our special guest about the blue hen. That's pretty goddamn cool. Is that real? That was Photoshop. That's not real, right? That's not. No one agrees. No one thinks that's real. And peach blossoms is the state flower. Show me peach blossoms. What is this? Family Feud. This looks like every other kind of type of blossom. All those states down there, Delaware and DC, take and say it's their own. All right, so you're kind of calling in with the peach blossom here. But you got the blue hen. I'll give you that. That's pretty dope. First cool bird. First cool bird alert. Delaware, you got it. All right. Delaware. We're talking bits and bites. We're going to get the flow down here. Let's have a little sip of the beverage here. Delaware. Let's run through what we got. One of the original 13 states. Although Delaware is the state that no one really... Remember the Wayne's World bit? Where in Delaware? I was going to pull that up, but I figured we got to pull it off YouTube. Remember that bit, though? No one really remembers it. It's pretty forgetful. I mean, look how small it is on the map here. Where's the thing? Look at this. Like, you got New Jersey's big ol' ass sticking in down here. You got Baltimore and DC, which is a whole confused area because DC is not a state, but it runs that little corner. Delaware's just this little L here. It's just a little L. And what's this, Maryland back here? This Salisbury, Maryland, I'm going to assume? Yeah, so it shares like a landmass with Maryland, which is... I can't think of other states that do that. I mean, all right, obviously they all share a landmass. Let's not get crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at this little peninsula they're on, and they're just like, draw a line straight down. straight down, and then that'll be you, Delaware, and then the rest obviously is Mary's. Not for you. All right. Good one, dude. No taxes there. Couldn't figure out why. No one knows why there's no taxes. You just don't pay tax in Delaware, period. What the hell are we doing in the other 49 states? What do the local politicians complain about? What do they yell at each other about down there? These are the questions we're going to have to ask our special guest. More businesses incorporated in Delaware than people. Okay. What does that tell you? There's more businesses incorporated in Delaware than there are people that live there. All right. Interesting system we got here. Delaware can keep a secret. They'll hide your money. You know, they're very Switzerland like that. George Thurgood, I believe, is from there. I meant to look that up, but I wrote it down as if it was true. I heard it somewhere. The DuPonts live there. That's the mafia family that runs it. And the first to ratify the Constitution. The first to ratify is the state. And that's what I got for the highlight reel, at least. Man, I've been to Delaware a handful of times, and the only thing that I and people can think about in Delaware is pull up the good box. Is Dogfish Head Brewing. And speaking of, your boy's thirsty. Gonna pop this session sour first. We got a Dogfish session sour. Everyone knows Dogfish is one of the original craft breweries. Let's pull it up here. Dogfish Head, you know, what do they say? Off-centered ales for off-centered people or whatever. Sam Calagione says these days. That dude's been making beer down there for quite some time, making some funky beers. That's kind of what he's into. And he's been doing it a long time. They make a lot of beer down there. So this is the sour session, blissfully brewed with the lime juice, lime peel, black lime, and sea salt. You know, it's not like it's made from all Delaware ingredients. This is just made in Delaware. Delaware doesn't have too much in the way of food and drink. The only liquid I could find was Dogfish. I mean, I'm sure there's other breweries, but Dogfish is the thing that sticks out that people pounce on. And, you know, 120-minute double IPA, triple IPA, whatever the hell it's, you know, it is. That's what people know it for. That's the thing that they blew up for, the 120-minute. But we're crushing the Sequench, which was pretty big last summer. Cheers, everyone. Really tasty. It's you know, it's a sour, so it's really light. It's like under 5%. This quote that I'm reading right here is perfect. Basically, it tastes like a margarita without all the sugar, and it makes me want to go straight to the beach. All right, well, you can skip the second part, but it's, you know, margarita vibes. It's a little sour, salty, limey. It's fantastic. It's a good crushable beer. But I wanted to get that going because I wanted to talk about the food that's in this box. Look at that fucking weird white piece of meat. You may be asking, what is that? It's Scrapple. Now, when I started looking into this state of Delaware and the foods that they had, Scrapple is not what I thought I was going to run into. But, lo and behold, they are the #1 producer of Scrapple in the United States. As a matter of fact, it's not, they are Scrapple. We love Scrapple, they say. Scrapple. That's the brand. I called these fine people up and talked to them, and they confirmed that they are the largest maker of Scrapple in the area. And by the area, I mean country. And by the area, I mean the little area that eats Scrapple, because it's a weird product. Do you even know what Scrapple is? Everyone I know on the East Coast, at least, says that Scrapple is a Pennsylvania Dutch, a Philadelphia, a Delco thing, if you will. I didn't think it was going to be a Delaware food. I thought this was going to come up in Philly, perhaps, or Pennsylvania edition, but lo and behold, here we are. Scrapple from this company, Rappa, which is the #1 producer in Delaware, which supplies most of the country's Scrapple. So if you order Scrapple in a restaurant somewhere, odds are you're getting this shit. Other stuff. We haven't even tried it yet, let's be fair. Our classic Scrapple recipe is moderately seasoned with our custom spice blend. And to develop that truly authentic flavor and texture you're looking for, we're using the same recipe that made us famous in 1926. I haven't tried this yet. I did purchase that package, and I was going to bring the package down to show you, but it's very large. You can't buy a small amount of Scrapple. I think it's a good, I don't know, it's a big old chunk. Ingredients: pork stock, pork livers, pork fat, pork snouts, cornmeal, pork hearts, wheat, flour, salt, spices. What the hell are you doing? So Scrapple was essentially like a byproduct that was made to get rid of all that shit that I just named and make a little breakfast meat out of it for the kids. Look at it, though. I mean, can you take a look at that, what it looks like? That's the raw state, all right? I have some cooked behind me, and that's what we're going to eat, but that's the raw state of the Scrapple, okay? Look at that. What does that look like to you? Apparently, it's from, like, the 1700s or the 1800s, Scrapple. I thought it was going to be called Scrapple because it's made with scraps. That made a lot of sense to me. But they say that it's originated as a shortened version of a really hardcore, like, German name, and Scrapple, you know, something like that, or whatever weird Euro country put this shit together. Commercially available in 1863. It's gray, and it usually has buckwheat flour in it, and it keeps it thick. So they take all the snouts and all the stock, and they cook, and they add buckwheat flour, generally speaking. You know, it's like sausage kind of, but it doesn't smell good coming out of the pack. You can eat it raw. It's a pre-cooked product. This thing is cooked. That's cooked. It doesn't smell good out of the package. It smells like almost like a foul sausage. Cooking, it doesn't really smell that much better. But I don't know what else to say about it. I've only had Scrapple from like a real, you know, when someone kills an animal and they get like the butcher's box or something. Not butcher's box. You bring it to the butcher. They take it and they make all the cuts for you and they give it to you. Someone in Pennsylvania Dutch country, which is where I thought Scrapple was from, made, when I got this like half a cow, I got a big pack of Scrapple. I was like, this is Scrapple. We're going to do with that. It was the best. It was the best breakfast meat I've ever had. I don't know what the hell they put in there. Obviously, they put the beef or the pig, whatever the hell we were buying at the time. But they made it there. And they obviously had their own recipe, and it was killer. The texture was great, fried up beautifully. It was so, so, so delicious. Not a commercially available product, and obviously different than the way that they make it in Delaware. So the Delaware version and the Pennsylvania Dutch version is going to be a little bit different. This is the Delaware version. It's Rappa Scrapple, and it's getting colder by the minute, sitting behind me. So instead of lamenting any more about it, let's just do it. So I got a whole little spread here. I should put it on the other side so you can see it, right? Ooh, the smell is powerful. Now, I also have ketchup because I was told that maybe it's good with ketchup, and I have maple syrup. And apparently some people put jelly, some people put butter. I don't know. It doesn't smell really good. I also made some eggs just because it seemed like the right thing to do, and I also had a cup of coffee before I came down here, okay? But here it is cooked. I mean, it's a little bit more appetizing. Is it? I mean, it resembles like a sausage, like a weird sausage. They say cut it like 3/8 inch thick, pan fry it, which is what I did. I didn't even add any oil or butter. I did it raw. Went raw on that just to see how it would taste. I didn't want to adulterate it. I'm not looking forward to it. Gonna be honest. This isn't my favorite thing that I think we've eaten so far, but we're going to go in. We're going to try it plain. Some people chop it up and put it in eggs. Some people just eat it. I got a piece of toast here to clean my mouth out. And here's everyone's favorite part of the show when I just eat. So I'm just going to take a rip of this. I mean, it definitely crisps up. Yeah. Let's go for it. Okay. All right. This is not as bad as I expected. It's like floury. Like it's got like a bready, weird flour kind of vibe. All right. I want to say I'm pleasantly surprised here. Who thought pork snouts would be so tasty? I'm not mad at this. It's like a loose breakfast sausage. It's seasoned like, you know those like fake sausages that you get at McDonald's? Like if you get a McDonald's sausage McMuffin, that like fake peppery taste? That's like what this is. In fact, that's exactly what this makes me think of. Just to say it's not bad. Now, I'm not the biggest, I mean, ketchup has its place in my life. Let's eat an egg with it. See some scrambies. Some scrambies. It's like it's breakfast time in the studio. Oh, yeah. Pleasant. Yeah. Really like them there. All right. Let's get a little. Let's ketchup up this scrap. I didn't even bring up our guest. Jesus. Look, I'm so excited. I really wanted to get this scrapple out of the way because it was stinking up down here a little bit. I didn't even talk about our goddamn guest tonight. This is amazing. I'm going to eat this scrapple piece first, then we'll talk about the guest. What the hell's wrong with me? How rude am I? I always say at the top. All right, ketchup and scrapple? No. No. Ketchup and scrapple, no. Ah! No, the ketchup really did something terrible there. That was not pleasant. Ugh. Well, in any event, our special guest this evening, actress. She's a million different things. Actress, host, Miss Delaware, 2014. She's been in commercials, executive director of the pageant. Elite Miss Earth. I don't even know what that one means. But we got to give it up to her. It's Vincenza Carrieri Russo. That's right. Miss Delaware herself. She's going to be joining the program. She's super enthusiastic about Delaware. She owns some restaurants out there. She's obviously Miss Delaware. She's got all the Delaware facts. She's lived there, I think, all of her life. I had a quick chat with her the other day, and she is super enthusiastic about Delaware. And I'm pretty stoked to talk to somebody as such because it's a hard state to talk about. You know, she reached out right when I was putting together the show synopsis as I pick at this scrapple here. What a disgusting human I am. Let's try with the syrup. She reached out while I was putting together the show prep, and I said to myself, well, if I don't get anyone, because the other persons I had, this wasn't happening. Not a lot of activity out there. And I was like, well, this could just turn into a show where I call, because the original idea was not even have guests, was to call random people. And we were just going to call people in Delaware. See who answered. But luckily, she pulled through. She's a fantastic guest. I'm very excited to talk to her. And she knows a lot about Delaware. It's going to be great. Let's try this with syrup, maple syrup from Vermont. Let's see if Vermont can help out. That's indulgent and unnecessary. I'm not mad at the scrapple. I really thought I was going to hate this. It smells worse than it is. Doesn't need the syrup. Doesn't need the ketchup. Definitely doesn't need the ketchup. Ketchup doesn't make sense here. Sorry. But we'll try some of this, some more of these eggs, and then we'll get right back into the beers. And we'll talk a little bit more about Delaware. Yeah, I'm just eating on aerosol. I know everyone loves that. All right, one more bite of scrapple. This is better than I thought. I'm going to try it with the eggs now. Like all the blogs said. You gotta eat it with your eggs. That's not how they talk, but... Okay. I'm in on Scrapple. I want to eat more Scrapple. But now's not the time. Sadly, there's not much other food going on in Delaware. I mean, there's food going on. There's restaurants, obviously, but we're talking about foods that are crafted there, made there. There's not that much. Wrap a Scrapple, you're okay with me. When I called them, they told me they had all these other flavors. It really grossed me out. I'm not going to lie. Here's the flavors. Hot and spicy Scrapple. All right, so get some ground jalapenos in there. Scrapple with bacon. I was like, no, dude. When they're like, you want the sampler pack? They don't talk like this, but we're just going to make like they have a southern accent. You want the sampler pack? If you're slinging Scrapple, and you know what? They didn't send me the care package. They said they were going to send me anyway, so you know what? A mild flavor Scrapple with a great taste of bacon added to the recipe. If you're eating Scrapple on the regular, something tells me you don't need the bacon Scrapple. Do me a favor. Just go with the normal Scrapple. Do your heart a favor. Do your arteries a favor. What other flavors we got here? Greensboro Scrapple. Now, this is a different recipe, she told me on the phone. She was very lovely on the phone, actually. This is a different recipe, so it's almost like the original than the Greensboro. This I wanted to try, because that seems kind of regional and cool and specific in the vibe of what we're trying to do here. But lo and behold, all I could get my hands on was the OG shit, so that's okay. Wrap a turkey Scrapple, beat it. That probably has no place here. And beef Scrapple, I would try it. But they got wacky flavors, bacon being the most disgusting and egregious of all the sins. If you're eating Scrapple as your breakfast meat, New Jersey, we roll with pork roll. We roll with the old Taylor ham, all right, whatever you want to call it. Bacon's the number one, we know it around the country, but Taylor ham / pork roll, New Jersey, that's what we do. You're in Delco, you're down there, you're in Delaware, you're eating that Rappa. Don't get the bacon Scrapple. Just get bacon. Just get bacon and Scrapple. Don't be a hedonist. Get your life right. All right, so this sequence is good. Let's cleanse the palate here with a little bit of a sour, salty ale, you know? Pour it all over your face as part of enjoying it. I wore my, like I said, I try to at least nod to the state we're doing, and since Delaware is the tax-free state with more businesses and people incorporated in it, put on my finest little suit job, little sport coat for old Billy Business. Old Billy Business over here. All right, sour's doing good. Let's hit the next one before we get into the dark one. Is it on here? What's it called? Super 8. Super Goes. So it's a Goza. Goza. Do you know what a Goes beer is? A Goes beer is a... I mean, I'm sure there's a history to it that I can't speak to, but it's essentially a ale that is salted. Sessionable Goes brewed with a bevy of heroic fruits and quinoa pours a deep, vibrant red with an ample addition of Hawaiian sea salt. So Goes is traditionally salty. So we're gonna pour that and take a look at it, but they don't have anything up here about it, so I can't read you any more than that. But it is what it is. Oh, peach blossom. All right, let's get in this. Let's see what it looks like. I guess there's all kinds of fruits. There's dancing berries on here. I don't know if it's going to be like a berry vibe. It looks like the, you know, the Fruit of the Loom commercials. That's what's like on the side of this. That's a pretty color. I'd say that's pretty. No? All right. And then, so Dogfish is known. Sam Calagione, I think, is his book. I moved all the books. He's one of the pioneers of the craft beer movement for sure. Based out of Rehoboth, Delaware. Let's pull him up. I'll show you where he is. They have a hotel down there now. I mean, he's like a whole empire. This guy. This is the guy you want to talk to. You've seen him before. You know him. You know what it looks like. You know that guy. But they're right on the beach down there, apparently, and they have a small little pub. And if you're down at Cape May in New Jersey, you can take a ferry right over to Rehoboth. I don't know how long it takes, but it hops right over. Let's get over to Rehoboth. Gonna go drink some waters down there and get a couple hoagies, bring them down to Rehoboth. It's my Philly guy kind of interpretation. You ever see the Philly guy YouTube? It's very funny. The Delco, and I feel like we're going to hear this from Vincenzo when we talk to her. Delaware, butts up against New Jersey and Pennsylvania. So this, as far as I know, this little area here, this nook, if you will, is what they refer to lovingly as Delco, which is where Delaware meets other areas. So Delco County, Delco, whatever. I don't even know what it means, but that's like a thing. And that's what those people talk like, apparently. I don't know many people from the Delco area. I just have heard it lovingly referred to by other people. But in any event, it's a small state, so I'm sure she'll be hip to that, and we will talk about it. But Dogfish, Sam Calagione, whatever. Big, tall, doofy dude. Cool guy. They were all about making craft beers in the early days of craft beer making. And he was definitely one of the first ones to start putting wacky shit in beers. And the biggest beer that I think they're known for is their 120-minute IPA, which I think at the time no one was really doing. So that really solidified them. The holy grail for hopheads, as it says, yes. Clocking in at 15 to 20%, the 120-minute IPA is continually hopped with a copious amount of high alpha hops. They brew for a few times a year, and it goes fast, blah, blah, blah. It's a super big, ridiculous Imperial IPA it's just a lot. The 60 and the 90 is a little bit more reasonable. The 120 minutes insane. But this is the kind of shit that solidified American craft beer brewers as hopheads. He was a huge part of that. So, but a big part of what they do is make wacky beers and wacky flavors. They got all kinds of weird shit. I got 2 really old bottles. I wasn't going to pop because this is just me, but this is a very old bottle I've been sitting on for a while. It's a 10% red and white Dogfish Head ale brewed with coriander and orange peels with Pinot Noir juice added, with 11% aged in Pinot Noir barrels and 89% aged on oak barrel staves. This is pretty old. I don't know if I have a date on here. They only made this run once. I grabbed one of these. That was cool. And then I got this Dogfish Head Robert Johnson's Hellhound on My ale brewed with lemons. From 2011 marks the 100th birthday of Mississippi Delta bluesman Robert Johnson. So this is dedicated to him. Very cool. Cool story behind it. And they add unexpected things to their beers and make them wacky. Some suck, some are great. And then I got... today I picked this up. I haven't bought a Dogfish Head beer in a while because usually when I want a beer... let's be fair, I want it to taste like beer, okay? I don't want it to taste like craisins. This is called Campfire Amplifier, which I kind of love the name. Milk stout brewed with graham crackers, cinnamon, marshmallows with cocoa powder, and vanilla beans added. So I'm pretty stoked to try that. That sounds like a nice desserty beer after my sweet and salty little beer session here. So what else do we have in Delaware? This is fucking wire. Sorry. It's a language. I also said I was going to curse. Doing great. So the DuPonts are out there. That's where they're all based, obviously, because they're not paying taxes. They run the shit out there. That's the mafia family almost, if you will. You guys know the DuPonts, right? I'm not going to get into conspiracy theories, but you know who they are. Dairy farms are bigly out there. Also, Purdue is out there. Purdue chicken. I was going to get some Purdue chicken, but I thought that would make a very lame... who the hell was that? I just typed dairy farm and some dude's name came up. I was going to, just get some Purdue chicken and cook it? Or show you I made a chicken breast from a very sad chicken? I didn't want to do that. But Purdue chicken's there. Apparently they got a big situation down there. Sure, it smells lovely. Lou's Dairy, Green Acre Dairy. I have, the state beverage is actually milk. I love you guys, but I wasn't just going to drink a glass of milk. Maybe if I could get it from Delaware, I would, but I didn't. I don't know, we're sticking with the beers. Sorry. Drinking milk. I already ate Scrapple. Drink milk. What else we got here? NASCAR. That's right. Oh, and there's the other thing. Dover Downs. So NASCAR in Dover is a big thing. There's a track up there, Dover International Speedway. I'm not a NASCAR fan, but you know, the people love their NASCAR. Here it is. Okay. Yeah, that's a bunch of cars going in a circle. I guess it's cool to have a state where you have a big track like that, a big NASCAR attraction. So, like, every once in a while, the NASCAR party comes to town. Or used to. I guess not no more, huh? Is NASCAR racing? Yeah, they're racing. In the COVID times. I mean, NASCAR doesn't really do it for me, but that's cool. I'm sure that's like a boom. Like, if you live in somewhere in Delaware, NASCAR's coming to town, maybe you go up and hang out up there just to see the party. I don't know. I would. I'd go tailgate at a NASCAR party. When they start racing, I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna go. I just want to ball the party. We're gonna go to Dover Downs. Isn't that up there? That's where you could go bet on. I want to say dog racing. I could be wrong. Maybe am I crazy? Hotel and casino. I think it's just. I think you could just do sportsbook there. Let's pull Dover Downs and see what it looks like. They're open. God bless the casinos who decided to just open up during friggin' COVID. If you're going to the casino in February, you're going to the casino in February, especially this casino. I've never been here. I don't want to disparage it, but come on. What are we doing? Harness racing. All right. For some reason, I don't think of dog racing. That must be Florida. That's soon, isn't Florida soon? Where are we on the schedule? Holy shit! Florida's next week. Well, you can tell I'm prepared. Okay. Well, we'll talk dog racing next week. But Dover Downs looks like a nice place. They got a sugar factory there. Of course they do. That's really all I know. Like I said, it's a small state. I mean, I dug around, and there's not much on the ground. So I'm excited to talk to our guest about the vibe of what's going on there. Like I said, she's got a couple of restaurants down there, so we can hear about what's going on with that, what the people are like down there. I don't know their area. Like I said, Delco is kind of the only thing I know in the north where it meets Philly. I don't know what's going on in the south down here. I don't know what's going on. It looks like there's a beach zone. Rehoboth, the Rehoboth area is like a beach zone, and like what's going on over here where it meets Maryland? Like, do these people just consider themselves Maryland people? Like, does someone live on this state line right here, and you just hop back and forth, and like when you got to do your taxes, you hop over to Delaware and go, no, I'm good. But when you need something, you go over to Maryland and go, yeah, give me that. I don't know. The tax thing. I mean, man. Of all the states I want to move to so far, it's Delaware. I would love a tax-free state. Jesus Christ. I can't even read my handwriting. Who wrote this crap? Jesus. I got like 3 things here I can't even read. Well, I think Delaware's hiding a lot of money for people with this tax scam. And I'm going to call it a scam. I don't even have the map up. Good job, dude. Really doing good work. Anyway, what I was saying was there's this line here. I need the preview screen up here. There we go. There's this line here, you see. There's this line here where it's Delaware on one side and Maryland on the other. So you can kind of just hop back and forth and not pay tax and pay some tax and not pay tax and then pay some tax. That seems strange. I don't know what's going on with that. Yes, the Delmarva Peninsula. That's what this is called. I've heard this before. I've heard that name. I think that's this thing. But that's Maryland. So let's not get into that yet. We don't want to piss those people off. We don't want to we don't want to pull away Delaware's light and shine it on Maryland right now. That's not what we're trying to do. We're trying to showcase good old Delaware and their beautiful dairy farms. So the beers are good, but Dogfish, they've been making beers for a while. I would be sad if they weren't good. Scrapple, as I'm told, not really big in Delaware from the people I've talked to, yet the largest producer. So what is the food down there? This is the question. We just don't know. Delaware may not have invented Scrapple, but the state has done more than Pennsylvania to elevate its stature, says some media outlets. PA Food website is up in arms over theft of Scrapple from the state where it originated. It wants Pennsylvania to up its Scrapple appreciation game. I mean, Pennsylvania, you have so much good food. Do you have to take Scrapple? Can't you just take all the good things you have? Roast pork, cheesesteaks, pretzels, hoagies, pizza. I mean, you got great pizza, though. Yeah, they're doing good work out there. You don't need to steal everything, Pennsylvania. Don't be so greedy. Relax. Give Scrapple to Delaware. Keep them happy. What else they got? They got nothing else. Be a good neighbor, Pennsylvania. Give Delaware Scrapple. It's not bad. The best one I've had was from Pennsylvania Dutch country, but it's not bad. Just give it to them. Be a good neighbor, Philly. I thought you were brotherly love. Be brothers. Be a brother. Now, there was a Scrapple. Let's see. There was a Scrapple festival. Apple Scrapple Festival. Pull this shit up. Look at this. Look at this. Ham beast attractive thing. Oh, sad we missed it. October 9th. Boo-hoo. Oh, no, we didn't. The festival committee will meet on Tuesday, March 23rd in the Bridgeville Library reading room to discuss the festival. Oh, goody. I hope I could join the Zoom meeting. What do you do with this thing? Every festival page we've been to for every state, it opens up with sadness that they're not open. We get it. What do you do with this thing when it's full blow? When it's going hard? When the Bridgeville Apple Scrapple Festival goes? Where's your schedule? Festival opens. Boom. Opening ceremony. Boom. Friday night street dance. Boom. That's it. The old mayoral Scrapple sling. Everyone knows about the mayoral Scrapple sling. Oh, tell me we got a video here. Oh boy. Oh, we got a little interactive map, do we? Oh, okay. Rappa Scrapple. Where's their booth? Find the Rappa Scrapple booth. Oh, there they are. Oh, this like takes over the little town. Jesus Christ. T.S. Smith and Son. Uh-oh. They put them on the other side, not next to Rappa Scrapple. God forbid. Food court. This is weird. This is a sad map. Look at this. Ah, yes, what everyone's been waiting for. The ladies' skillet toss and kids' apple toss. Man, Delaware, you really know how to party. The 5K hog jog at the sugar beet market. At the hog jog. Oh, boy. Be nice. Apple Scrapple Festival, North parking lot, South parking lot. All right, there's a lot of activity here. A lot of booths. Also a lot of open time slots. I realize this is in the future, but wow, a lot of time slots here. Not a lot of booking up. I wonder if I can get a booth. Vendors. I would like to apply. I think I'm going to apply. Contests. Tell me about your Scrapple contest. This is the most exciting thing that I could find in Delaware. I'm sorry. Other states, there was some activity. I don't know places. I know Dogfish. We talked about that. I don't know what else you want me to tell you about the beers. It's good. Go there. Stay at Sam's Hotel. Say hi to him. He looks like a big, tall, drunk stoner brewer. That's what he looks like. Allegedly. I don't know. Apple baking contest entry form. I'm going to go down there and bake the best Scrapple apple pie these kids have ever seen. I'm not doing that. That won't happen. I just want to know more about the events. There's not much going on here. Vendor application postponed. The church. The library carnival. Everyone loves that. Everyone knows the library carnival at the Scrapple Apple Festival is the place to be. The food court is our main attraction. Well, look at that picture. I mean, you're telling me. I mean, I don't know what else you got to tell me. Look at that. Wow. I don't know who wouldn't want to buy a ticket immediately to go eat that apple dumpling. Steaming away in a salad container. Delaware, what are you doing to me? Delaware. Okay. It's all right. We're going to have the greatest representation we could ever have for Delaware come to the table and talk to us and uplift our spirits from the Scrapple Apple competition nonsense. I've heard Delaware has some pizza also. Now, every state, this is one thing I'm actually learning, is every state has pizza. And we know every state has pizza. That's not, you're not breaking new ground here. But every state is uniquely their own pizza. I think next time I should have just done the 50 states of pizza. I'm sure that's been done before, though. I like keeping it open, where we can just talk about whatever the hell we want. And, doesn't matter. Less focus, more gooder. ADHD. I want to be a sponsor. All right, we got to just make note to come back to this. Definitely want to sponsor this up. We want these people to come and talk to us. Let's see what other Delaware festivals there are. Generally, festivals are great to celebrate what they do well. Like in California, they have the Garlic Festival, the Gilroy Garlic Festival, because in Gilroy, they're all about garlic. They have Strawberry Festival, all the shit they grow. They got like a dairy fest out here. Here they got a lot of dairy. Now, the good thing about having a lot of dairy means you have a lot of good ice cream. Generally, the closer the dairy farms are to your facilities, the better your dairy is going to be. You ever go to one of those dairy barns or whatever the hell they're called, where they have like the fresh dairy and they're making ice cream? No? Well, I have, and they're very, very good. Let's see what Delaware Dairy's about. Here's a clever headline. Delaware Dairy Farm keeps moving forward. Get it, guys? That's good, man. These guys really kill it out there with the headlines. Dover, Delaware. Started with 6 cows and $35. All right, so this dairy farm's killing it. Family owned and operated. I don't know what they're doing. Oh. Okay. Well, not much in that story. Oh, why are we still in this view? Sorry. See, I gotta fix this. Sorry. I keep you in the bad view. We'll figure this thing out one day. By state 44, 45, this is the big one. High Point Dairy. This is the one I've heard about. High Point Farms. Slinging that nog. Sling that eggnog, High Point. I've seen this label. I've heard of this. Apparently, they got some great dairy. Period. I don't know what else to say. And apparently, they have some other products, fruit drinks and cheeses and things of this nature. So they're full-on dairy production. Very cool. Great. Here's the sales team. Let's get old Bobby Bell on the phone. Get me Bobby Bell. See, this is what we're going to do. If we didn't have a guest, I'd start calling up Bobby Bell right now at 8:45 and start saying, Bobby Bell, you got to talk to me about High Point. I'm trying to make some big business moves in Delaware. All right? Get me on the phone with Bobby Bell. Tell me about your no-compete clauses down there, okay? What's going on? I need the info. We got to shut down this dairy market in Jersey, okay? There's some fake business up there. Why would they put all these numbers on there? This just seems like you're asking for problems. I guess people don't generally go to a High Point Dairy Farm webpage for entertainment. So, this is more, where's the guy's number? And I guess this is a very effective way to do that. Well, yeah. What else we got in Delaware? The no tax thing is really Our special guest is going to be calling in I don't know, like 10 minutes or so, I think. Professionally check my phone here. Oh, she's going to join now. Look at this. Hop on in. Oh, if you're watching, I don't know. You could join in. I don't know if she's watching. Just so she's texting. I mean, I can only look at the dairy farm thing so much. But we will welcome our guest to the stage. When she gets here, it'll be great. She's so enthusiastic about Delaware. She could definitely talk more than I could. I mean, it's hard. Some of the states, it's easy. They're big states. They got a lot of shit going on, and you know, it's hard to discuss. It's hard to pick something to talk about. The smaller states that no one really goes to except for paying no taxes and getting weird business deals. They're harder to deep dive on. I mean, I got Dogfish. Is, you know, we're not breaking new ground here. Maybe in some states, maybe if you're watching this in the Midwest or something, you've never heard of Dogfish. Maybe I should have covered that more. I'm spoiled. I just get this because I live like right here. New Jersey's pretty close. This uncooked Scrapple though, no, this shit's gotta go. This is gross. This looks like a Weisswurst loaf or something. This is unacceptable. I think the smell is just permeated here now, so I don't even notice it, and that concerns me. The cooked version, not so bad. Oh, here she is. 1 second, let's pull her in. Hello! Hello, Vincenza!
Hello! How are you?
I'm good. How are you? What's going on over there in Delaware?
Oh my gosh.
Let me pull you up.
A lot more than what you were explaining.
Okay, see, this is why I said I was happy.
Look,
I could only find so much in Delaware. It's not easy, as you know, to cover Delaware. The Scrapple game. I mean, the first question I'm going to ask you. Well, first is this. I guess you should introduce yourself. I'm glad you're here, but Vincenza, please introduce yourself to everybody.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Vincenza Russo. I'm from Delaware, born and raised. I'm also the owner of V&M Bistro, which is an Italian restaurant located in the northern part of Delaware, as well as an ice cream business called Ice Cream Delight. I am also the newly appointed Executive State Director of the Miss Delaware USA and Miss Delaware Teen USA pageants. So my connection, obviously, is I'm a former Miss Delaware USA.
I'll put the applause in there for you just because that was impressive. Very good. Very well done. Your diction and your natural speaking is very good. 10 out of 10.
Thank you. Thank you.
So
Thank you.
that had to be crazy to be Miss Delaware and like represent the state like that. So you are a perfect guest to discuss all of the foul things that I might have said about the great state so far. Because I mean, I don't think I disparage anything, but it is hard. And maybe you could admit, as someone who lives there, you know, I'm in the unique position of looking state by state by state and ironing out some things to discuss about, especially food and drink focus. In Delaware, it's a little harder to dial something in like that's specific to the state.
Yes, no, you touched on some good points. I just felt like maybe you needed someone like me to help you out, to help navigate through the state. And I think you've called on the right person, just because born and raised in here, I'm very proud to be a Delawarean. But there's a lot more to Delaware than just Scrapple.
Is Delawarean the proper term? Delawarean?
Yes.
Okay. I don't hate Delawarean. That sounds right.
Or a Delaware native.
Delaware native, yeah. So let's start with the Scrapple, because again, what I think of Scrapple is Pennsylvania. That makes sense to me. But apparently there's this thing, and I read some news stories about it, where, you know, Delaware's trying to take it back because I guess they make more of it or whatever it is. You live there. Do you know that people eat it there? Is it common there if you're going out to a diner, you know, when those existed and you could eat out regularly? Could you consume Scrapple on the regular places like this, or was it something you would consume?
So I am from the northern part of Delaware. I would have to say that Scrapple is more of a southern food in the southern part of Delaware. Growing up, it wasn't very big in my area. And what I mean by my area, meaning the Newcastle County area. So there are 3 counties in the state of Delaware: Newcastle County, Kent County and Sussex County.
Okay, I was going to ask that because
Yeah.
I always ask that as a good question as a basis, and that's how New Jersey is. There's a north, a middle, and a south. North is a little closer to New York, so it's got a little New York vibe. Central is its own thing that some people in the state don't admit exists, but it's a blend of the two. And then south is more of a blend of like Pennsylvania and Philadelphia culture coming in. So yeah, is that kind of what it's like? Is it 3 tiers north to south, or what's it like? Okay.
Yep, it's like honestly, just like you said. So the top would be Newcastle County, the middle where Dover is, which is the state capital. That is Kent County, and then Sussex County. I would have to say, just growing up from my experience and knowledge, that I would suggest that Sussex County is more of, I would say, more of the area that Scrapple would be more popular.
Okay, so the more south you go, the more Scrapple friendly generally.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
all right, that's cool.
And, I have to say that with Scrapple being a breakfast food, brunch is I would have to say is very popular all around the state, even in the northern part of the state. So I noticed that brunch places, since we are talking about food and beverage,
of course,
I've noticed over the years that brunch places have become more popular in the state of Delaware. That's something that has been growing over the past few years and taken on some popularity.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't wait for Sunday. We always say with all of our friends and family, all right, where are we going to go for brunch? Now, obviously with COVID and this pandemic, things have slightly changed a little bit.
It's a little trickier for sure.
Yeah, but before that, brunch has picked up popularity in the state of Delaware.
Okay, yeah, so that makes sense because I find on the East Coast too, even in obviously New York, brunch is a huge thing, and in New Jersey, in the suburbs, it is bigger now. It picks up for sure. So brunch is like its own kind of, I don't know, culture for lack of a better word, but there's definitely a brunch vibe. When Sunday hits, people want their Bloody Marys and put an egg on everything with the normal.
Or mimosas.
Yeah, or a mimosa. Whatever you're into. We don't judge. It's all good.
Well, you did touch on some things. I was listening to the show before I chimed in. Just right now, actually, where I'm at right now, I'm at my restaurant right now. So I just closed up for the evening.
And I'll pull up the website right now. What you want to pull your website again? For the restaurant?
I'm sorry?
Well, the website for the restaurant. I'll pull it up.
Oh, yes. vnbistro.com. vnbistro.com. So I just closed up for the evening and I was able to hop on and watch the beginning of your show. And you were talking about festivals. And I had to mention this because it's something that's also been in popularity over the years. Have you ever heard of the Firefly Music Festival?
I have heard of the Firefly Music Festival.
That is held in Dover.
Is it?
It's
massive. How did I not know that?
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's a big one. The Firefly Music Festival has gained a lot of popularity and momentum over the years. And obviously this past year, because of COVID, we'll have to cancel it. I don't know what will happen this year, but it's gained so much popularity.
How did I not even realize that? I think when I hear big festivals, I just automatically assume West Coast. I don't really ever think an East Coast festival. Wow, I didn't know that. I feel like I must have known that at some point, but it didn't click. Thank you for that great information.
That's what I'm here for. Also, another festival that I have to mention, being I'm an Italian, one of the largest Italian-American festivals are held in Wilmington, Delaware, the St. Anthony Festival. And it's one of the largest all around.
Nice.
So that's another festival that has also gained popularity over the years. So we have a lot of fun events that happen in the state also.
Is there a lot of Italian culture to be had in Delaware?
Yes. So, it's just like with any community, it changes over the years. Sure. But in the city of Wilmington, there is a street that we call Little Italy. It's changed over the years, but there is a strong Italian culture that has migrated to Delaware over the years, over the decades. And I think that's where the festival was born. And I can't tell you when the festival started, but it was before I was even born. But I just know that growing up, we always look forward to attending the St. Anthony's Italian Festival.
I mean, that makes sense. Italian festivals are always fun. The ones in New York and anywhere, really. Whenever the Italians get together, they definitely know how to eat and party in the streets.
Yes, we do.
It's a big thing. So they're definitely good at that. They're good at the street food. There's no question about it. So in the three, let's go back a little bit just to the regions, like you were saying, the north, the middle, the south, the three counties. Is there like a decisive, like I'm trying to make like what is the, like I said, in New Jersey, it's like, the north is like closer to New York, so it's faster, it's a little more New Yorky, for lack of a better term. The middle's a little bit of like a beach town kind of vibe on the coast, at least, and then the south, when you get near Pennsylvania, it's more Pennsylvania-y and city-like, but not New York. What's it like in the breakdown there? Because Delaware, in the top part at least, it meets Pennsylvania and New Jersey, which is kind of strange, and Maryland. The whole ride, you have Maryland on your coast, right? On your west coast. Right. And then the middle is just kind of, to me at least, it looks like where the big cities kind of would lay. And then the south, I can't even guess what will be going on there. So what kind of vibe would you put in each little zone?
Well, what's so special about our state is that we're so centralized. So we're so close to so many prominent cities, New York, Philadelphia, Baltimore, DC. So, we're just a driving distance away.
Right.
And it's so centralized, and we have a nice blend of all different vibes. Now, I can tell you, growing up in the state of Delaware, and my family, originally from Brooklyn, New York, the difference in culture is night and day.
Sure.
So I would have to say that we're more of a slower pace, I would have to say, compared to the New York South pace.
Sounds right.
The Newcastle County, the northern part of Delaware, is a growing area, highly populated. It does give you a little, still slower pace, but it has a little bit more faster feel. And then once you go down south, it's more farm and country and suburb. But I have to say, the southern part of Delaware, Sussex County, where all the beaches are, that is exploding.
Really?
It is, in a good way. The restaurants that are opening up, it's becoming an attraction for attracting everyone. So it's really neat to see that our small state is blossoming and growing and evolving.
What southern area? Like, I'm looking on the map. Like, what kind of town area ish? Like, name a town.
Lewis, Delaware.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Lewis, Delaware is another area that is growing and evolving. So many amazing restaurants. You have to check out Grain on the Rocks.
Grain on the Rocks.
Grain on the Rocks. Great families that own the restaurant. They have a few different locations, but they just opened up their new location. And you could take, I don't know if you've ever heard of the Cape May Lewis Ferry.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Right at the dock. So right there, you get off at the Lewis Ferry, and their restaurant is right there. It's beautiful. And they actually just opened up. It will be a year this summer. They opened up in the middle of the pandemic. So that's a great place to check out. That's down south. There's a few other restaurants that I have been to. I have so many on my list that I want to visit because more restaurants keep opening up.
Right.
It's really to see that, because usually, you want to go to a good restaurant, you go to the northern part of Delaware, but now the southern part of Delaware is taking over. So it's really neat to see Delaware blossoming in business.
Yeah, that's a good sign. That's definitely a good sign of growth, especially now you're seeing restaurants pop up. That's feels good to see that, even though you can't fully populate them, it does feel good to see that there's restaurants happening. And I see Lewis is down, so you can take the Cape May Ferry there, which is nice. That's good for me. I can get to Cape May pretty easily. Fun time to be had there. So there's a good beachfront down there. What's the beach community like? I don't know if you've been to like New Jersey beaches where it's like, we got the whole beachfront. I can just go put up an umbrella and put out the chairs and bring the cooler and hang out.
Wait a minute. It's called the Shore.
Ah, the Shore.
I've been corrected.
Is it the Shore in Delaware?
And the Jersey Shore.
Yes, there is the Jersey Shore, but we also call it the beach if you're here. But
I know.
It is the Shore.
I'm just kidding. I've been corrected.
No, that is
Delaware. I always said beaches. No, and people have said, no. It's the Shore.
See, I find that interesting because if you go to California and like their beach or whatever, there's not really a beach like the Shore here. To me, it's more like a shore because there's no like in the West Coast. There's not a lot of large swaths of sand to put an umbrella and lay out. You know, it's more like water hits rock, and that's just a beautiful thing to see. In New Jersey, I have a beach. You know, there's sand, and I mean, you can run around and hang out and do stuff. And California, I mean, there are beaches, of course, but like it's less so, you know, than the coastline of Jersey. What is it like in Delaware? The beach, is it similar to that?
So the Delaware beaches are much smaller than the Jersey Shore beaches. More quaint. Again, the Delaware beaches are growing. More businesses are opening up. Like when I was younger, I used to go to Rehoboth Beach all the time with my family. And it was really nice because they had a small boardwalk. Again, the beach was very small, but growing up, we had a blast.
Right.
I mean, there was so many incredible places to visit. But another, I should have said this earlier, the outlets. Shopping has grown even more. I know growing up, we would go to Rehoboth Beach, but we would always stop at the outlets on the way there. So that's another attraction for tourism and for anybody visiting Delaware.
Anyone who doesn't want to pay taxes, because you don't pay taxes on anything in Delaware. What is that about? How is that possible? What have you done? Is it because you're the first state you're allowed to circumvent the rules?
Sure.
And what do your local politicians argue about if there's no taxes?
You know what? I think it's just because they chose to, get the tax money elsewhere from income taxes. But yeah, that's what we're known for. People come to Delaware for the tax-free shopping.
So zero sales tax, period. Right? That's it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No. During the holidays, shopping is big here. We don't have many malls, but the few malls that we do have, the shopping is big, even down south as well.
I mean, I'm sure with the zero tax, I mean, for New Jersey, what's it going to take me 2-3 hours to get there if I drive, an hour if I take the ferry, and I could save 7+% on everything I'm buying, thousands of dollars of Christmas gifts and stuff like that for a family.
Worth the trip.
Yeah. Make a little...
While you make the trip to go shopping, you can stop at B&M Bistro and maybe get yourself probably the best Sicilian pizza that I ever had.
Bold statement to be said, coming off of the hotly contested Connecticut pizza stories we were doing last week. Last week, I met in Connecticut with the guy who literally wrote a book on pizza from New Haven, and we're very proud about saying how New Haven pizza is better than New York pizza, which was, I wasn't there to fight him. It was really good. But you have some good Sicilian pie down there, you're saying. As you said, the Italian community is there, so I have to say it must be good.
You know what? I'm saying it just because we're very proud of our products.
Well, that's
something good. That, a third generation in the restaurant industry. My grandfather opened up a pizzeria. My father continued the tradition, and my sister and I continued the legacy. And we grew up eating pizza in our family. And I have to say, it all comes down to the quality of the ingredients. And that's something that we take great pride in. And that's why I'm very proud of our product. And I only say that just because I want you to come visit.
I will absolutely. Look, you're not that far. I can come visit anytime. You sold me on I'll take the ferry. I've been trying to get to Rehoboth and check out Sam's place at Dogfish. I'm going to come make the rounds down. I wish at the time I could have came this week. It would have been a good trip. But so tell me a little bit more about the restaurant then. Tell me what's going on. What's it like in COVID times? I mean, what's it like normal times, I guess? How's the restaurant doing?
So we are 6 years.
Congrats. That's an eternity in the business. Congrats.
Yes, thank you. So because of COVID, we had to turn our fancy dining restaurant into a full-blown, old-school pizzeria overnight. And actually, we are still operating as a takeout business. It will be 1 year in March that we have been operating as a takeout business, but we had to reinvent ourselves and pivot in order to survive. And we did that, and we're still pivoting. It's like a non-stop pivot. But we keep maintaining the quality of our product, and that's something that we stress, we advocate, and we promote that even though we are takeout, we still will never sacrifice the quality of our ingredients and our products. And we're selling a lot of pizza now. We're very proud of it because that's where our family started. It all started from the pizza.
I mean, it makes sense in pizza. I think they said like the pizza numbers in the pandemic are really out of control. Like the two things that really took off were liquor stores and pizza sales. Just went through the roof. when this whole thing started, a year ago almost at this point. Crazy.
Yeah, it's
Crazy.
crazy. I know it's going to be a year. It's kind of crazy to see that, it's going to be a year. But
It is
you know what?
crazy.
You know what, Billy? In these trying times, the restaurant industry has been hit the hardest. And any restaurant that is still able to keep their doors open, their staff employed, more power to them, because there's no cookie cutter way of how to survive this pandemic as a restaurant owner. So any restaurant that still has their doors open, more power to them. I commend them because it's hard. It's not easy.
Hospitality as a whole has just been, smashed with a hammer with the whole thing, because it doesn't, hospitality is there to serve people and gatherings, and this whole thing of the past year is, not having those things. So yeah, pivot is the key word. I work with a lot of restaurants up here, and everyone's just saying, how do you pivot? How do you change? What do you do? And everyone's trying different stuff. And some people work, and then you see some of these great restaurants and stuff just close, and they just can't hack it, and it's tough. It's no fault of their own. It's a tragedy. Some of these restaurants have been around forever and they've done nothing wrong. They're very successful for a very long time. Just didn't have enough to keep it going during a year of no profits and no income. It's crazy. It really is ludicrous.
No, you're right. And, you never stop pivoting. That's another thing. We're not everyone keeps saying, oh, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. But for restaurants, it's really hard to see that when you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. And it's a guessing game. We continue to pivot and reinvent ourselves. We even introduced a few other components to our takeout. I call it a takeout organization now, that we have a V&M market where we sell cheeses and pastas and sauces and vegetables. But also, something else that we've implemented was our V&M parlor, which is our boozy ice cream, which I think you might appreciate. So we make our own alcohol-infused boozy ice cream. So we've taken all of our fancy cocktails that we used to have when we would dine in, and we converted them to ice cream. So we sell takeout containers of ice cream now.
That's fantastic. Takeout is definitely the name of the game in the past year. Does Delaware have indoor dining at all right now, or where are they at?
So to be clear, yes. So Delaware is very fortunate. I know that as you go more north, it's really upsetting that it's very limited. But we are very fortunate that we do have limited capacity. I believe right now it's at 50% capacity for indoor dining under very strict guidelines and restrictions. Very, very strict guidelines and restrictions. But at least we have the opportunity to open. So there are restaurants that are open for dining service, and they are taking every precaution necessary. That's something that I'm really proud about with our state, is that the Delaware restaurant scene has taken this very seriously. I can only speak in Delaware restaurants because I'm so involved. I'm on the board of the Delaware Restaurant Association, so I've been very much involved in advocating for our industry. And we are really taking every necessary step to assure that our customers will feel safe. And that's something that we're really proud about in our state.
Yeah, that's great. It's tricky. I see restaurants up here that have it, and there's some restaurants that, obviously they want to have every seat filled as much as they can. And you got to ride the lines. It's tricky, but some people do it right and some people don't. It's just weird times. It's just overall very weird times for restaurants and restaurant owners and restaurant employees, and it's just bizarre. It's crazy.
Yes, you're right about that. But you know what? We can't give up, right?
No, you definitely can't give up. And I have the website up here for Via Bistro, and I do want one of these famous limoncello ice martinis. I'm looking at a picture of it, and it's a good shot because it's making me thirsty. I want one of those.
We make our own lemon ice and our own limoncello in house.
Yes.
So that's one of our signature cocktails that we're known for. And when we were able to transform that cocktail into a to-go container,
it's brilliant.
That was pretty cool. People were really excited about that. And we were too, because we were like, well, we have to pivot. Let's make our most famous cocktail in a to-go container. And it gained some popularity, which we're very grateful for.
Do you find that the customers in Delaware are generally more, I'm assuming you were doing takeout before COVID, or no?
We were, but we weren't known for our takeout. we were known for the dining experience.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So you were, but it wasn't your primary business, obviously. But now that kind of is the primary business, do you find that people are the Delawareans? Did I say that right?
Delawarean.
Do you find that the Delawareans are embracing and supporting all the communities and all of your restaurant friends and all that?
Absolutely. The community, just near the restaurant in the northern part of Wilmington, the communities and neighborhoods, the people have been incredible. I thank our customers every single day when they place a takeout order. And we always say, thank you for your continued support, because without you, we would not be here. We would not be able to keep the lights on and the doors open and our staff employed. So it means a lot. And the community has been incredible. We're blown away. My family and I were blown away by how supportive and understanding they've been. Obviously there are those one or two customers that don't quite get it.
Of course.
But majority has been incredible. We say day in and day out that our community, we're very grateful for them and the continued support that they've shown B&M Bistro. There's
always the one and two customers that don't understand really what's fully happening and always want to complain. But
that's all right.
We need their. We gotta
maybe they're having a bad day. You just have to smile.
That's to smile and give them the hospital. That's right. Everything is fine. You're right. Everything is great. Everything is great. Okay. Sorry, it wasn't great. Okay. You know what it's like though. That's the hospitality business. So the no tax thing is just really crazy out there. That still boggles my mind. I don't know how they get away with that, but that's a good thing. I know a lot of companies incorporate out there. That's huge. It's I think I read that there was more companies incorporated than people that live in Delaware, which is great.
Yeah. Well, it's because the Delaware quality of the quality of the Delaware courts and the judges, and that's why there's more incorporating and happening in Delaware.
Yeah,
that's what it comes down to the quality of the Delaware system.
So let's see, back to food and drink. So if you are, and you're in the restaurant business, so you probably have a little bit of a take of other people as well as you. Like I said, beer is really the only thing. Is Dogfish is the number one that popped out. I don't think there's a lot of Delaware grapes being grown. There's not a lot of vineyards out there that I've heard of.
Not that many, but you did pick a good. So Dogfish is a staple.
They're without a doubt, they're the iconic.
Everybody, you're right. It's iconic. And it's actually, we're really proud to have Dogfish location in the state of Delaware. Again, it attracts more people to our state. Now, I will say that over the years, I've noticed that more breweries are opening up.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
In Delaware, which I think is also really positive. Again, anytime a new business opens up, it's always very positive for our state. We want to be thriving. I always believe people bring people, business brings business. The more businesses opening up, it only helps the state and helps the businesses.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Really positive. Oh, yes.
Especially when you have a magnet like, Dogfish. It's like for beer nerds, they want to go visit. He's got that hotel down there now and all that stuff. People will trek to go see and hang out at that place. And then, the hardcore beer nerds will be like, oh, but then there's this brewery and this brewery. We should make a little trip. That's what happens. That's why beer it plays a really interesting role in New Jersey. I feel like I say this every episode because once craft brewing started, I don't know, 10 years ago, getting big around here, every town has its own brewery now, and that's a very cool thing for New Jersey because it definitely helped all of the areas, all the industrial parks that were out here. They all have a brewery in them now. And it's a little bit of a boom, that town. So
yes.
like you said, business begets business, and it's all good for everybody involved.
I have to mention about Dogfish, pumpkin ale.
Yes.
Have you ever tried Dogfish pumpkin ale?
The pumpkin, yes, I've had it.
I think really set them over the top. I really believe when that came out, that was probably one of the most high in demand craft beers out there. I remember when we introduced it in our restaurant, we couldn't get our hands on it. We had to pre-order it a year in advance, and it was big. It was right before Dogfish was starting to explode.
Yeah.
So I think that's really what catapulted them to another level.
Yeah, that was definitely a big one. He was up there he was a good face for the craft beer thing when it started, and then when he started doing all the funky flavors, which was their bit, it worked out, in his advantage in that time frame, which is really cool. He's a cool dude. I've met him before. and obviously, a pioneer in the beer world. I have it's called Campfire Amplifier. I found this in the store today. It's a milk stout with graham crackers, cinnamon, marshmallows, and cocoa. So it's like and vanilla beans. So it's like a s'more. That's the idea. It's supposed to taste like a s'more.
Ooh. Is it good?
It's not bad. I don't hate it. I mean, I'm gonna enjoy it. It's good. I can see how it's a campfire amplifier, because if I was sitting around a campfire with this outside, it was a little chilly. You'd probably just crush these. It's a little thick for a cold studio that isn't heated, but it's not bad. I'm enjoying it.
What other options do you have with you?
So the other two that I have from Dogfish, I have this is called the Super 8 Super Goes, which is like a salty kind of lighter ale. And then the other one, which has gotten really big up here, at least in New Jersey, in the summer, everyone would show up with this beer. And I know a bit about beer. Like, this is a very strange style of beer to sell to a normal consumer. It's a sour ale. So it's puckering, it's mouth puckering, and it's called Sea Quench Ale, Session Sour.
Oh, okay. I've heard of that.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's under 5%, which is really low. So it's like, Budweiser level beers. You could have a couple and not, be a mess. And it's on the side, it says blissfully brewed with lime juice, lime peel, black limes, and sea salt. And the best description that I read before was it's like a margarita in a can because it's salty and lime. And I think that really resonates because, again, people I know who aren't into craft beer at all were crushing these last summer. I would come over with a case of it and start drinking. I was like, wow, I'm shocked you're drinking this sour ale, which is like a really unique style of beer. Generally because, again, it's limey, it's margarita-y, and it's low ABV, and it's tasty. So they hit another, good mark, I think, with that, at least in my zone. And I think that's a lot more commercially available. It's probably the only commercially available sour beer that I know.
That one's been out for quite some time.
Yeah, it's been around for a while, but I think last year is the first time I saw like a big push, because I remember drinking this a while ago, and then I think they rebranded it and like made the can a little sexier, and now it's like people are buying them by the 12-pack up here. It's a big beer to be had up here. People love it.
That beer would probably taste so good with a Sicilian pizza. What do you think?
I would absolutely take a Sicilian slice instead of a mouthful of Scrapple I just ate. I mean, it wasn't bad. But
I saw you housing that Scrapple.
I mean, it was better than I thought, because when I cut it open, the package, I'm telling you, it was not pleasant smelling. And then when I was cooking it, it wasn't very pleasant looking or smelling, but it crisped up nice, and like, I don't know, it was all right. It was better than I expected. It tasted like a sausage on a McDonald's sausage with muffin. That's literally what it tasted like.
I guess it's an acquired taste.
I guess,
right?
again, I'm not going to start buying that and eating it every day. It's just, now I got like a pound I got to go through in my fridge. Every state I got all this weird stuff. I'm going to take Alaskan hot sauce and put it on my Delaware Scrapple. It's a weird thing I backed myself into here doing this week by week, but it is great fun. I mean, I am enjoying it. Like I said, I love doing this show because I get to talk to people like you and from the state who know about the state, because I told you what I knew. There's only so much you could look up and dig around without actually getting your boots on the ground. I would love to just go walk around Delaware for 2 weeks and explore. But we can't do that now, really. I can't get couldn't get real Delaware. You can bring real Delaware as much as we can right now. So thank you for that.
Right now, I mean, unfortunately, many things are limited and many things are canceled or postponed. So it's really hard to really get the full experience in the state. You know what? I have to mention, you didn't even mention this. So the Dover Air Force Base, is also huge in the state of Delaware. It's one of the largest Air Force bases on the East Coast.
I didn't know that.
I'm surprised you didn't catch that one. So that's another big landmark for our state. We're really proud of that one.
I did not. That is a big one. And it's Dover Downs. I remembered when we were doing this.
Yes.
I remember the casino, which I've never been to. Firefly you brought to the table, which is great. I didn't know about, but I did find that Scrapple Apple Festival, which is ridiculous.
I've never attended. As Miss Delaware USA, you have to attend many festivals and make appearances throughout the state. And I didn't have the pleasure of attending the Apple Festival.
Yeah, I'm shocked you didn't make it.
I did. I know. I wish I did. That was one of the festivals I did not get to go to.
Well,
but I did attend the Italian festival. I did go to the. There's another one. I think there's another one. It's not really a festival. It's an event. It's hosted by Winterthur. It's called Point to Point Steeplechase. Phenomenal event. It's held outside. horse racing. It's one of my favorites. Everyone wears big hats, like all the ladies wear the big hats. Everyone dresses up. It's one of my favorite events that we host in the state of Delaware. So I should have said that earlier.
Oh
That's
yeah, look
another-
at that. I'm looking at it now, point to point. I've heard of this. It's a big horse race there. It's like in the world of
Yeah.
Haskell and all those
Mhm.
that they do. Oh, all right. Maybe I'll come up in May for a little horse racing. You guys drink the, what do you call it, the mint juleps at this thing and make believe you're in Kentucky?
You got it.
All right, I'm in. I'm coming to point.
It's really so much fun. It's one of the most popular events of the year. When they had to cancel it last year because of this pandemic, people were so upset. They were so sad because we look forward to this event all year round.
I mean, it looks.
It's so much popularity. I mean, it's my favorite event.
I mean, horse racing events are always fun because, like, there's a horse track up here in New Jersey that's just fun to go to. It's just a fun, like, weird little energy at a horse track, and the special event races are also very cool. And like, I don't know, it's like a weird electricity in the air. It's a fun kind of event, and everyone's like focused on one thing, and that's always cool when you have a lot of people focusing on one thing, like a live music show or something like that. Always fun, and horse races are they're wacky. They're fun. I'm good for a couple mint juleps at the point to point. I'm going to try to make it there. It says it's May 30th this year. I'm going to put it in the books.
Well, I hope so.
I'm going to put it in the books. Socially distanced, I'm sure.
Oh, I don't know. A lot of people attend the event, so I'm curious how that'll happen. I mean, I would be so happy if they were able to hold the event safely under all these restrictions. I mean, I would be so happy about that.
Says they're doing it. Who knows? I mean, you can't count on anything. These places say they're doing stuff and then they get back, so it's hard to say. So we were just talking about Dogfish as the the iconic brewery. Is there anything else up there? Do you find with the breweries popping up, like you said, do you find that there's any kind of like smaller distilleries popping up, like not specific ones, but do you notice that? Because by me, that's how it was. Breweries would pop up, and then a couple years later, you get a random distillery, every other county or something. Do you see that there, or is that not happening yet?
There's a continued growth. You said it perfectly. As breweries are popping up, distilleries are going to start to pop up. I'm hoping that more wineries would pop up. I love attend. I haven't been able to attend many, but the ones that I have attended, they were always outside the state. So it'd be nice to see more wineries. I think it's a great outside event, very safe under COVID restrictions to attend.
That's true.
I hope to see more growing. I hope to see more opening up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's someone out there growing grapes, and hopefully some good grapes that are local. I guarantee you, there's someone doing it, somewhere. Maybe he's not advertising it, but there's definitely someone growing some grapes and making some real deal Delaware juice, which is cool. What about?
Billy, I have to say, you mentioned so many amazing parts of Delaware, and I have reminded you and highlighted of some really awesome parts of Delaware, but you are just missing one huge, I guess, part of Delaware that has, I was like surprised you haven't said it yet. I've been waiting.
Tell me, do tell.
Do you know who Joe Biden is?
Yes, I've heard of this man, Joe Biden. I knew that, but I didn't even know where to go with it. But yes, Joe Biden.
Well, it's a big deal for Delaware.
I'm sure. I mean, I'm sure. Was there parties in the streets 21 because he finally did it? And Joe Biden.
Big deal for Delaware. He's a proud blue hen.
Oh, I meant to ask you about the blue hens, but yes. He
proud blue hen, but he's from our state. I mean, that's big for us, our little state.
And if I remember, he was going. One of his bits was he would commute on the train to DC. I remember that being like one of the things when he was running. I think he ran a couple times for president, right? Or at least once. I don't know. Yes, Joe Biden is from Delaware. That's right.
Yes, Joe Biden is from Delaware. So yeah, that was a big one. I was waiting. I was like, maybe people say Joe.
I read it, but I didn't I don't know. Maybe just the broadcaster mind was like, don't even go into there. But maybe it makes sense.
And that's okay.
I know. I mean, I have no problem talking about anything. I just don't know what to say. It's like, hey, the president's from there. Now
Right.
what? You know, like he took the train. I'm not sure what else. I don't know Joe Biden. I wish we could get him on to join us. That would be great, but I think he's busy.
Wow, that would be a pretty cool guest.
Yeah,
I guess.
we'd probably get a bump. We'd probably get a bump in numbers if we got Joe Biden on.
I think so.
I should have said, if I didn't get a guest, I should have just said he was going to join. That would have been funny.
Right? Oh my gosh.
Especially as Joe Biden.
Yeah, no, you know what? I noticed that you were saying so many different parts of Delaware, and we were talking about it. And I'm like, I wonder if you know. I think you gotta know, right?
No, I definitely knew. I definitely read it in the things, but I just didn't know where to go with it. Like I try to like find like a topic on something when I find it, and then I kind of like do a little stream of thought and just ramble on it here. Like Joe Biden, I was like, well, that's president. Seems like an easy joke or something. Like I didn't even go with it, you know. But he 100%. His Delaware. He's born and raised. Delaware's, I don't know, can we call him the first son? I don't know what you call him. I don't know.
Delaware.
He's a Delaware. He's most definitely a Delawarean in the Oval Office. So that is cool. And NASCAR is the other thing that is huge in Dover. The track is out there. What is it? Is there some kind of, have you gone to any of those events, the NASCAR events? Is it crazy? Is it?
So when I was Miss Delaware USA in 2008, I had to attend a NASCAR event, but I did not have the opportunity to go inside the speedway. And I hear it's so much fun, but I was able to attend. There were events happening around the outside of the area. And I mean, it's a huge attraction. So many people from all over attend, and it's fun. It really is. It's a fun event. They have lots of vendors and food. It's actually very, very fun and a big attraction for the capital.
Like a whole tailgate kind of situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've never been to one of those, but I have friends that have gone to them, and they say they're a good time. So, but yeah, that is another thing there, and that's an attraction of for sure for Delaware. So Delaware's got a lot going on. They got the NASCAR, they got the Firefly Fest, you got the Scrapple Fest, you got some good restaurants, you got iconic beers, you got beaches. You got some booming new towns. What is there any kind of like specific? I mean, you're in the restaurant industry, but like, what if you were going to eat? You know, you've been living there for a long time. Is there like I don't know, if you're in LA and we're going to go out to eat on the Tuesday night, we're probably going to go grab some tacos, right? Something like that. Is there anything that's kind of iconic to Delaware, like a special kind of plate or meal or bite, that is specific to Delaware that you would find often, or is there not? I want to say there's not, but maybe there is.
I would have to say there's no distinct food or plate. What's nice about Delaware, it's so diverse, and when it comes to food, and I have to say, growing up in Delaware, especially in the food industry, we have been evolving tremendously over the years. Now, we may not be at the level of Philadelphia restaurants or New York City restaurants, or we're getting there. And I've noticed over the years we are growing fast.
Right.
In the restaurant industry, we have a really great restaurants, diverse restaurants. I can say that burgers have picked up a lot of speed.
Okay.
Burgers and sliders. That's picked up a lot of speed over the years. Pizza. I know, because I've seen the evolution of pizza in Delaware firsthand. My father and my parents moved to Delaware from Brooklyn, New York, about over 40 years ago to open up a pizzeria. And we had to change or alter our style of pizza making to fit the Delaware palate over 40 years ago. And it was almost, as my dad would explain it, it was coming out undercooked. But he said that's what the Delaware palate wanted. They would send our pizza back because they thought it was burned or overcooked. But that's the New York style.
Yeah, I love I always order well done, crispy pizzas. That's kind of how I like it. So that's interesting. Delaware.
Present day, they have more appreciation for that New York style pizza.
Right.
That more and more places are cooking it well done or a little overcooked.
Right.
I mean, I prefer it well done.
Yeah.
I prefer it crunchy, but I've witnessed it firsthand, and it's interesting to see how the Delaware palate has evolved over the years, and how we're more knowledgeable in food and beverage than ever before, and we're still growing. It's
Interesting.
really neat to see that firsthand, especially from a pizza perspective.
Right. Are there any other kind of like cultures that are coming up besides the Italian cultures that are there, or is it pretty much mixed all around?
Oh, diverse,
Yeah.
diverse all around. You know what's nice about the community? It's very welcoming, very yes, diverse, but we have so many different cultures. When I always tie in my experience as Miss Delaware USA because it allowed me to attend so many different events, and I got to attend the Greek festival, the Indian festival, the Italian festival, the Polish festival. It's really neat to see the communities come together. And even though, I'm Greek, so many people, my friends and family, we would all attend the Greek festival. So our cultures, the cultures combined in the state, it's really neat to see that there's such a diverse range. And I love that. I really do love that about our state. And I think that's something we're really proud of.
I think it's really cool that as the first state, that's what you're called, and the first state to actually ratify, what you just said is really cool because it kind of solidifies the idea, that at least they always taught you in school of America as like a melting pot. And you're saying that you're seeing all of these communities, especially you with your experience, hopping around all these festivals representing Delaware as Miss Delaware, you got a lot of exposure to it. So seeing all of these different cultures in their festivals and stuff like that, being respectful and consuming their local stuff and sharing it, all those different cultures in one of the smallest states at least, is it's heartwarming. It's nice to hear that that's happening in Delaware. That's from your eyes, especially because you've seen it. You're the one who would have went around to see all these festivals. I don't think most people probably hit all of those festivals. So that's a unique perspective.
I didn't get to go to the Apple Scrapple Festival.
No, you didn't catch the Apple Scrapple Festival. I don't know why. I'm sure they're going to be very upset. The Bridgeville Apple Scrapple Fest. I hear they're convening in March to discuss their plans, so maybe we'll meet there. Maybe we'll meet there and do a Scrapple potato bag race or something. Whatever they do, I'm not sure. Maybe they race like Scrapple on a spoon, and they did in like Field Day or whatever it was.
You know what? With COVID, everything's gonna be so different now because festivals are a place of gathering. So I think that festivals are going to be forever changed, or at least for a while.
Yeah.
I'm curious how the organizers of festivals, especially in the state of Delaware, how they are going to pivot so they can still host these popular events. I look forward to these events.
I would think you're going to need more space. Number one, obviously, usually, at least in my experience of festivals around here, like at least like a local festival, a food fest, for example, like all of the tents are butted up, because they only have so much space. They're going to have to pursue larger places, maybe that airfield they're going to have to go to and have a Greek fest at, and have everything an F-16 away from each other, and then everyone wears a mask. And maybe that's the only way you could do it outside now.
It's the only way. I know it's tough, but I hope that we can get back to some of it, right?
Yeah, I think we're gonna get there. It's just gonna take a while. A lot of people, and then there's the people who get comfortable with the mask and the social recluse. You got to break them out a little bit, remind them that you got to be social. Everyone knows that person that doesn't want to leave the home because they're scared. And then you got the other people who just don't even believe it. We got to all figure it out. We all got to get in the middle somewhere.
Right. Listen, safety first at this point. That's
Absolutely.
all we can think of.
Yeah, for sure.
You have to do what's best. You have to do what's best for you.
Well, that's what I tell her. I was like, whatever makes you the most comfortable. Whatever makes you comfortable is what you have to do for sure. But it'll be nice when we start slowly clicking our way back to whatever normalcy we remember, I suppose. But we're getting there, slowly but surely. So I'll ask you about the Blue Hen, which we mentioned. I'm assuming that you're going to know something about it, being Miss Delaware. I don't think anyone else in Delaware is going to know about it, but I have no problem asking you that. I don't feel like I'm stumping you with a question because I'm sure you know something about it. I'm looking at a picture of it right now. Is it just a hen that's actually blue? Is that real?
Okay, so yes, it's not the blue. I think you pulled up a picture earlier. It was like a very bright blue.
I'm looking at this one, and this looks like a fake ceramic thing. So I'm going to try to find a different.
That was maybe a little bit enhanced.
Yes, perhaps so.
Maybe enhanced, right? But it's a steel blue feather.
Okay.
So yeah, to the blue hen, there is a blue hen, but it's a steel, like a steel blue feather.
All right, I have a better one now. This is more accurate. I have one up now that.
Okay, you got one up.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so it's just I get it because I mean I've hung out with chickens. They're a multitude of colors, but that is a special color. It's a bluish steel, which is kind of like the flag color. The one that I have is like a. Is this the accurate color? Oh, you can't see it. You see a green
It's
screen.
so the proper colors is colonial blue and buff.
Yeah, so I don't know if this is colonial blue. This looks more like teal to me. I know you just see a green screen, but like, no, maybe you could see that. I don't know. But it's, yeah, I heard colonial blue is what I said. This doesn't look colonial blue, but this is the image I found. I don't know. But of course you know that. You're the best guest.
Thank you. Listen, when I was training for the Miss Delaware USA competition, my coaches, they said, know your state, Vincenza. If you're going to represent your state, you need to know your state. And I remember studying the state beverage, the state flower, the state tree, the counties, the governor.
What's the state beverage?
I felt it was important to know the state you're representing. I mean, if you don't know where you're from, you don't, then it makes no sense.
Well,
so it's important to know the state that you represent. So growing up and competing in pageants, I did a lot of studying, but you know what? I lived in this state my entire life, and I'm very proud of the state that I live in, and I'm very involved in my community. So I think that's also why I know so much. I believe in giving back to the community. I'm an advocate for volunteering and giving back. So I'm very much involved. That's why I know so much. So that answers your question. But to go back to the blue hen. So the blue hen, they call it the fighting blue hen. And it's described as the blue hen is very feisty and quick-tempered person. And they say that the nickname is from a soldier, nickname is from a soldier of Delaware. That's the fighting blue hen.
So that's Sergeant Blue Hen.
I'm sorry.
I said old Sergeant Blue Hen. Is that where that came from?
That's right. Now they that's kind of to give you an idea of the background. I know that the University of Delaware, would have to say that's the northern part of Delaware, University of Delaware main campus. They're the Fighting Blue Hens is what we say. The UD is the mascot, which is a very popular national mascot. I mean, we're talking about very, very popular, award-winning mascot, the Fighting Blue Hens. And
I've seen this guy before. I have him pulled up. Yes, this is something I've seen for sure.
There you go.
He also looks like he's selling chicken wings for like a franchise, perhaps. But it does. It's definitely blue. He's definitely a hen, and he looks like he's going to play some college football for sure.
That's the picture.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I mean, so that's. I mean, Delaware seems to be a crazy state. It seems like a big mix of a lot of things going on. The blue hen. So the state drink. What's the state drink you studied?
State beverage milk.
Milk, because of all the dairy farms. Right? There's a copious amount of dairy farms, apparently.
Mm-hmm. What's the state bug?
I don't know the bug. Every state I've been pulling up the bird, the state bird, and the state plant. That's all I have. I don't know. I didn't know there were state bugs. I didn't know that was even a thing.
So the state bug is actually very popular in the state of Delaware because it's the ladybug, and everybody knows ladybugs are good luck.
Okay.
So proud of that bug.
So it's the state of luck. Okay. So if I go to the casinos, I bring a couple ladybugs in my pocket. Is that what we're saying?
All
right. Okay. I'm getting the whole thing. So I'm going to come to the.
Wait, you know what? I just thought about something else. I have to mention it. This is huge in the state of Delaware. I want you to Google this.
Yep.
So black tags are really big in the state of Delaware.
Black tags.
Black tags, so like the tag on your car, the black tags are really big in the state. It's only a Delaware thing. Nowhere else does this, but it's only a Delaware thing. Everybody that's from out of state, they always find it fascinating that black tags are a big deal for the car.
What is a black tag? Oh, a license plate.
License plate, yes, license plate.
Yes.
Excuse me.
You said
Yeah, no,
that makes tag is an accurate word, but I was like, a black
yes,
tag.
license, yeah.
I was like, is that just identify that there's no tax? I thought you were talking like a sales tax.
No.
But no, I get it. Delaware Historic Plate Company. So your normal tags on your vehicles are not black, but you're allowed to have black ones?
Yes, I can't tell you much about it other than it's a big deal in our state. You can't find it. I mean, you can't find that anywhere. So that's something that everyone always finds interesting. And it's also, if you look up the costs of some of the tags, so look up, let's say like like a single digit black tag license plate.
Okay, yeah, I have it open. So obviously, I guess there's only, you're no expert on it, I'm sure, but I'm assuming there's only so many of them with numbers and that's why I'm looking at the web page right now, the Delaware Historic Plate Company, and it looks like that there's like a buy-sell kind of market here. But I've heard of that before. It's funny you say that. I've heard in Dubai, of all places, where money is no object, and people drive around Lamborghinis like they're Toyota Camrys. The big sign of wealth on the road is the lower, allegedly, I haven't been there, I don't know anyone there, allegedly the lower your license plate number or your tag, the more, I guess, money you've spent on it. Is that a similar thing? Is that what you're saying? Like if a number 1 black tag is super money in Delaware?
You're correct. I believe the governor has number 1. If I'm correct, I believe the governor has number 1, and then it just kind of goes up from there. But I know that, now that I think about it, I think Rhode Island also does this too. I think Rhode Island does this too, but I'm not into it as much, but I know that if you were to look up black tag license plates in the state of Delaware, it's all making the newspaper.
Oh, it's a thing. I'm Googling it right now as you talk about it. It's definitely a thing. It's definitely a thing for sure. Lowdigittags.com. I mean, we're here right now. I mean,
might be a good investment.
Yeah, am I supposed to buy $27,928 right now for $950 and send it to you as a gift for doing the show? Is that what you're asking me? Vincenzo, thank you for this show. I'm going to give you this license plate. It's a black tag, $27,928. You might have a better one, but this is all I can afford.
Okay. But at least, hey, listen, you have me here to give you as much knowledge about the state of Delaware, and I think that's something you should know about.
That is fantastic. I would have never guessed that. I don't even know how I would have found that. So thank you for that. What a crazy thing. I get. Is there a large amount of like car collection out there? Is that like a thing? Is that like a scene? Like I don't know why else as a state you would lean on something like that or even do it. That's the only guess.
I would have to say I've seen many antique cars, but I've seen more of the antique cars down the southern part of Delaware more.
Right.
But it doesn't matter. So people will buy the black tag and put it on any car.
Weird.
It doesn't have to be a fancy car. It can be, just a regular car, a normal car. It doesn't have to be anything fancy or flashy. It's just having the black tag license plate is very popular.
Delaware, very rebellious state. Very, we're not paying any taxes here. Incorporate your business here for strange perks. Get yourself a black tag. It doesn't say anything on it. Really? I don't know. Really questionable down there. Do weird acts. I think they're taking good advantage of being the first state. They get to just do weird things that other states. I think if another state tried to do that, they'd be like, "No, the federal government, you can't."
We can only get away with it.
Yes,
because we're Delaware.
That's right.
We're the first state.
They're the first state.
We have that small town feel, but we're really big with community involvement. And that's something I always try to explain to people if they've never been to Delaware. What is it like? And it's that small town feel, but big hearts, big community involvement. And we really, again, I've said this earlier and I'll reiterate it again, just for the restaurant industry, what we've been going through with this pandemic, how we've come together. I don't hear that happening in other states. And that's the community. That's what the Delaware way.
I said it before. I think it rings true again with what you just said, being the first state and really encompassing that melting pot attitude that, I was always taught about in school, but you really don't see, in day-to-day practice, at least around here in New Jersey, where I'm at, you obviously see other cultures and stuff, but you don't get to witness it, day to day, but it sounds like you're seeing it more in Delaware. And that's a really nice thing to hear that that's actually even happening out there. So that's great. That's great to hear. That's it's encouraging, especially in these times.
Yes, definitely.
Well, I don't know what else I could say. I could keep you on here and talk about another hour about the DuPonts and your selection of dairy, but I don't know what else we could do here, Vincenza. I think you've been a great, fantastic representation of Delaware.
Thank you. No, my pleasure. I'm glad that I was able to shine some light on our first date.
Fantastic. I can't wait to come and visit. I'm going to eat some of that Sicilian pizza and grate it harshly. I'll bring some fine New Jersey beverages and we can share. It'll be fantastic. If there's anything you want to plug or say, feel free.
Yes. Oh, well, first off, thank you so much, Billy, for having me on your show. Anybody watching, please come visit our beautiful state. My restaurant is located in the northern part of the state. I would have to say it is 20 minutes from Philadelphia International Airport. That's how close we are to the Philadelphia International Airport.
Wow.
We are only takeout right now, but we're hoping that sometime in the future we'll be able to reopen. But right now, takeout. We also have an ice cream business, Ice Cream Delight. If you enjoy eating ice cream, we serve over 52 flavors of soft serve ice cream. So if you're an ice cream lover and pizza lover, they're right next to each other. Can't beat that. So stop by for pizza and ice cream soon.
When I come, I'm definitely swinging by. I'm going to make a whole round. I'm going to do a big weekend at Delaware, and that's what definitely going to pick up some pizza and some ice cream.
Definitely, we would love to have you.
Vincenza, thank you so much for joining the show. Appreciate you and sharing all of your great Delaware knowledge with us.
My pleasure.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Oh, she was great. What a great guest. What a great guest, Vincenza, Miss Delaware USA. Cheers, everyone. Yes, of course. Keep the applause down. She was fantastic. She brought a lot of great information to the table. She was fantastic. That's the kind of person you need for Delaware. Delaware really sending their best in the clutch. I mean, we were down to 0 hour, and it was hard to find somebody for Delaware. We got literally the best person to talk about Delaware. I feel so enlightened on Delaware right now. I know more about the region. She was dropping bombs. I only did so much. She had all that great knowledge of the great state of Delaware. I'm impressed. We shouldn't really be impressed. I mean, we knew she was going to come in with the knowledge. I mean, it's not like we were surprised. But I feel more learned about the Delawareans and their people. Oh, God, the music. Pull it down. I don't know where else to go. So Scrapple, what have we learned from the top of the show now that we just had a great guest on to tell us about the reality that is Delaware? Scrapple, the no tax is big. No one likes tax in Delaware. They don't do it. Scrapple, nah, not so much. I guess just because they're doing the big productions out there doesn't mean they eat it so much. I'm sure there's some people that enjoy it, but not everybody. More towards the south, if I recall. Dogfish, obviously iconic brewery, and like most states that we've talked to, breweries are becoming a big cultural kind of scene and popping up and garnering a lot of business and attractions, which is fantastic. You can get yourself a black license plate in Delaware, which is very cool and nice. The Firefly Music Festival, which I've heard of a million times. I had no clue it was there. I don't know why. I don't know why I never knew that. What's wrong with me? What's wrong with you, Billy? Get your shit together. Point to Point, which is a race that I've heard of before, a horse race. I didn't realize, I should have known that because I knew they had a horse track down there, even though I thought it was a dog racing track for a minute. It was confusing up in Florida. They have like their own mini kind of horse racing event, not mini derby, I guess, Kentucky Derby, where everyone gets together and parties. That's fantastic. Allegedly, that's happening in May this year. I would love to go do that in May. Dairy's big out there. Scrapple, while not being large, apparently they have a festival for it. And Dogfish is killing the game. We learn about the Blue Hen. We learn about a little bit about the NASCAR, all the great festivals out there, the cultural blending that's happening in Delaware. I think the biggest takeaway, at least that I felt, there's a lot of things, but Vincenza really brought to the table that for the first state, that sounds cheesy, but I think it's true. I would say if it wasn't. For the first state, they really do exemplify a melting pot. She's it's going to be hard to find somebody in a state that's gone to all of the cultural fairs. Now, not every state has those. New Jersey and the East Coast has them, but a lot of the other states don't do cultural fairs because there just aren't these kind of multitude of cultures. Delaware's got a lot of representation of a lot of different cultures. She really told us, all of the ones they went to and how they celebrated stuff. And that was great to hear that they got those small town vibes in all of these festivals. And like I said, it's probably the third or fourth time I say it clicks back to the idea of a melting pot. So for the first state to show itself to me as a melting pot from someone who really represented the state literally, that's nice. That gives me some hope for states and people and the country and stuff. I wasn't expecting that. Not what I was expecting at the end of Delaware. But I'm glad. I'm glad we did it. Fantastic. I don't know what else to do. I mean, I got nothing else to do here. I don't know what else we could cover. I think we covered everything about the small but mighty state of Delaware. The Diamond State, as I think it was called. Did I make that up? Am I confusing with another state now? The first state. I think they called it the Diamond State. No, that was the other one. Hold on. I don't know. That could have been me. What is that? It's the first state. That's what it's called. Stop saying other things from other states, Billy. Get it together. All right. I think we could call it a state. I think that's Delaware. Let's pull up the old menu. See where we're going next week. Do you believe we did 8 weeks of states already? I don't. I'm stunned. We're almost through row 1. Oh, that's kind of crazy to me. 2021. See you later. All right. Delaware. You're almost in the bag. And coming up is Florida and then Georgia. Wow. And then Hawaii in 11. Damn. I haven't even looked at column 2 yet. I mean, the production team has, of course. I mean, we have files and files of data for all of these places, but wow. Idaho, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa. Wow, the eyes are very, There's a lot of in the eyes, huh? Oh, boy. Ugh. Well, better get our potato game ready for Idaho. I think we should just do a full-on potato cook show for Idaho. What do you think about that? Leave a thought in the comments about it. But full-on, nothing but potato show for Idaho. Then we can get Miss Idaho on to tell us how, well, we're not just a state of potatoes. We also grow celery in 1 month. I doubt that. Wow, crazy. Delaware, you've been good to us. I didn't know what to make of you, but you are small but mighty. The first state, a no-tax state, multitude of cultures coming together under one tiny little banner of liberty and independence, as the flag says, the old colonial blue flag. I can't wait to visit. Yet again, another state I want to visit. Special thanks to our guest, Vincenza Russo. That was fantastic of her to join us and share all of her great knowledge and experience in this great state of Delaware. So thank you. Go follow her. You can follow us on the Instagram. Obviously, I am at the Billy Vegas. Our special guest at Cenza, CENZA. I think we have a ticker here. There should have been a ticker at least with everyone's name on it. I am the Billy Vegas on Instagram. This is RebelVisionTV, where we do it live on Twitch. This show and all the other previous shows will be available on YouTube the day after the live airing. You can go to bitsandbytes.us. It'll bring you right to our YouTube page, or just search RebelVisionTV on YouTube, and you'll get to us. Go check out all the other episodes of the other states. Tell me what you think. Leave a comment in the box. Like, follow, subscribe, hit all the buttons, do the things. That's what you got to do to keep it going. Yeah, that's it. Thanks so much for joining tonight, everybody. Again, super special thanks to our great guest, Vincenza Carriere Russo, for joining us. Miss Delaware herself could have been a better guest. I want to thank you guys for joining and join us next week for Florida.